Mojang broke my automatic pale hanging moss farm, so I designed a new one. Hello there, Ray here. As you guys know, I'm on a challenge to design an automatic farm for every single item in the game Minecraft. I'm 95% to completing this goal, but we got some new items coming to the game with the winter drop, including the new pale hanging moss. But they changed it so we can no longer use pistons to break it off and drop their item. So now to automatically get this item, we'll need a new type of farm. First, we're gonna have a double chest, and then we're gonna have a hopper pointing into that. Then we're gonna have a sticky piston on the side of this with an observer on the front side of it that is going downwards. And then we're gonna have a piece of glass on top of that and another observer going upwards over here. Now we're going to have a dispenser that's on top of this block here. We're going to have a solid block over here. Then we're going to place a block over top of this hopper like so. And this is where we're going to have the pale hanging moss attached to from underneath. You can originally get this from a pale garden biome or by buying a pale oak sapling from a wandering trader. And then when you bone mill them up, you'll get a tree that will also produce some of this pale hanging moss. Then we're going to place some blocks back here as well as blocks on this side over here. And lastly, we're going to place a block here. Just make sure that you can still access the chest. Now you can come into your dispenser and fill it up with bone meal. And if you want extra storage, you can place in a hopper going into that and then a double chest on top where you can put in as much bone meal as you want. You can also hook this up to an automatic bone meal farm like I have right here, so you can have infinite source of bone meal. Now to run the farm, we just put a lever on this piston here, and then when we power it, this is going to connect the two observers together, making a clock which is going to go up and power the block beside this dispenser, which is going to shoot up bone meal onto this top hanging moss, and that's going to grow in a second one underneath. Now all you need is a tool with silk touch enchantment on it or a normal shears, and then just aim at this very bottom pale hanging moss down here, and then once you click and hold with your left mouse button, it will break it. And every time it breaks, it's going to then automatically apply another bone meal to it, producing another one. So it will cost one bone meal for every hanging moss. And every time you break it, it's going to get collected by the hoppers and being stored in your chest down below. Now using shears is the cheapest as you don't need enchantments, but shears only have a small amount of durability compared to enchanting something like netherite tools with unbreaking, where with these you got your AFK for an entire hour before your tool will actually break. Now by AFKing like this, you get around 9,000 items per hour, but if you break these using the proper tool and efficiency 5 on that tool, you can get more items per hour, and I'll put the proper tool down in the comments. And while you're down there, leave a like on the video as well as subscribe.